Alright, Fox, check this out. A lot happened at White House today, and none of it is normal. Let's go. A Fox News anchor asked Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent today, how long until we see your signature next to Trump's face on a $250 bill? And Bessent didn't say that's crazy. He didn't say that's not happening. He said this.
How long until we see your signature next to President Trump's face on a $250 bill?
Well, again, as Treasury Secretary, I have two mandates for U.S. currency.
Scared.
At present, no living person can be on U.S. currency, and the currency must say, "In God we trust." So right now there is proposed legislation that in front of the House, in front of the Senate, to change the first requirement so that a living person, Donald J. Trump, could be on a $250 bill. So it's all in the hands of the, it's all up on Capitol Hill. So at Treasury, we prepare things in advance. So we have prepared in advance that if the legislation is passed, but we will stick to the law.
We prepared in advance. They have already designed Trump's face on American currency. Before the law has passed, before Congress has voted, before the American people have been asked. No living person has ever appeared on US currency. Washington, Lincoln, Hamilton, Franklin, all dead. That law has existed since 1866, 160 years. And the Treasury Department has pre-printed a $250 bill with a living president's face on it just in case Congress changed the law. The denomination is also $250, a bill that doesn't exist for a face that is not yet legal, prepared in advance. Then CNN's Kaitlan asked the obvious question, is this a good idea when people are struggling to afford gas and groceries? And Bessent's answer was extraordinary.
So we have to prepare in advance. You can't draw something up the day before.
Or gas and groceries.
Look, I think it has. I think that it's bifurcated. That
Why
do you think
is
we
he
should have
like
a
that?
250th anniversary, the celebration?
Well, that's happening anyway, but putting the
But
president's face on a $250 bill
no,
is a choice.
But Kaitlan, it's not happening anyway. It's happening because it's being funded by private citizens, by the federal government, by state governments, by municipal governments to celebrate our country. And I don't think that there's anything untoward about having the President of the United States, the person who was President of the United States, on the 250th anniversary bill.
She asked about gas and groceries, and he answered about the anniversary celebrations. Gas is at like 4.50 nationally. Grocery prices are up like 30% since 2020. Credit card debt just hit an all-time high of $1.18 trillion. The Federal Reserve says 40% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency expense. And the Treasury Secretary's answer to people struggling to afford food is there's nothing untoward about putting Trump's face on a denomination of currency that doesn't exist. She asked about the kitchen table. He answered about the gift shop. Meanwhile, on Fox News, a different conversation was happening. DHS is considering pulling Customs and Border Protection agents from airports in sanctuary cities, and the Fox News anchor's take on what would mean for Americans was something.
Over yet. Newark Airport alone, okay, handles 130 to 150 international flights per day on average, carrying 20,000 passengers. The latest DHS list of sanctuary cities includes Boston, Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles, New York, Philadelphia, San Francisco. And along with Newark, all of those airports handle 1,100 international flights per day, carrying around 185,000 passengers. Well, they're not just going to not fly. They're going to go to places where there are not sanctuary districts. They're going to go to red states and cities. And what will that look like? A boon for the red states. And again, people will just really hate living in states and their sanctuary districts.
A boon for red states. That is the Fox News frame for removing customs agents from airports used by 185,000 international passengers every single day. Let's think about what actually happens if you pull CBP from major international airport. No customs screening, no passport control, no drug interdiction, no agricultural inspection. The same administration that has made border security its central campaign promise for 10 years would be removing border agents from the busiest international entry points in the country to punish democratic mayors. Boston Logan, LAX, O'Hare, JFK, SFO, Philadelphia. Those are not blue state problems. Those are the airports American businesses use to export goods, import materials, move employees, and receive foreign investment. A boon for red states. The planes will just go somewhere else, like the economy, like the businesses, like the jobs. Harris Faulkner said people will hate living in blue states. 40 million people will live in California alone. They have not left. They will not leave because Newark Airport has fewer customs agents. And then, at the end of the same press briefing, a reporter asked Bessent if standing at the White House podium meant he was considering running for president in 2028, because Rubio and Gantz have both stood there and both have presidential ambitions, and Bessent's answer is the most honest thing anyone in this administration has said all week.
Your Secretary Rubio and Vice President Vance, there's been quite a lot of talk about their possible presidential ambitions. Does your presence here today indicate that we might see you running in 2020?
No, I think it just means they've run out of things on the food chain.
One press briefing, one day, May 28, 2026. The Treasury has preprinted Trump's face on a $200 bill before Congress has voted. The Treasury Secretary told a reporter asking about gas and groceries that there's nothing untoward about it. Fox News said pulling customs from major airports would be a boon for red states, and the Treasury Secretary described himself as the bottom of the food chain. So, yeah, these are the news for today. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and please comment down below. Thank you so much.